Okay, so this lady just posted on her Instagram. She's like, hey, my boyfriend inherited this kind of funky $5 bill from his grandma.
Okay.
Right? So grandma says, hi, Sonny, here's a $5 bill.
Oh, gosh.
Right? Because she's passed on.
Okay.
Internet blows up. They're like, yo, it's one of them $5 bills.
This is like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory situation.
Yeah, it really is.
All right.
Guess how much the $5 bill is worth because it's got a typo on it.
$3 million.
No. But it is worth $400,000.
Okay.
Bro, grandma probably didn't even know that she was sitting on a $400,000.
Was grandma still alive?
No, she died. She probably died in a small itty bitty house.
Yeah.
With, like, I've got to get the fridge fixed, but it seems to be refrigerating well enough.
That is a creepy voice.
No, that's grandma's house. Every grandma sounds kind of like that a little bit. And then she just gives her grandson. Imagine being the other grandson that just got like a regular $5 bill.
It makes me think. So when I was growing up, my dad's grandparents, so my great grandparents, they every Christmas, and we did this last year. I don't know if you remember, but so my dad is a coin collector, and he if he sees a coin on the street, he's stopping and picking it up. And if he goes somewhere and pays with cash and they give him change, he saves the change and he just puts it in a jar. And his grandparents used to do the same thing, and his parents and his grandparents. And so every year for Christmas, you get to go over and reach your hand into this giant thing of change, and as much as you can get out with one handful is yours, right?
Yeah.
And it's fun because my grandpa did that last Christmas party for all of the great grandkids at our family party. But I just think about that, and I think what are the odds, that one of us pulls a coin that's worth $100,000 and the rest of the grandkids.
I'm going to be doing a thorough investigation on all the coins that come. Yeah. Every single one of them.
So I just think it's so funny to think about it like that, because it's one of the grandkids got, something.
They probably all got $5, every last one of them.
Right. It's
and then
for their birthday.
For some reason, grandma thought this, and it could be because old people, they be trifling like that. I don't even like Timmy. I'm gonna give him this misprint of a $5 bill.
Well, the funny thing too is how many banks that went through and nobody knew either, right? Because we both worked in the banking industry, and so it's
I kept an eye out when I was behind the thing. I was yo, that's weird. Let me take a gander real quick. And
but for one missing, didn't you say it's just a missing letter or something?
No, it's so when you look at it, I'll post an image of it, but you could see that it's misprinted, and so it looks like another $5 was printed on the corner of it.
Oh.
And so, but it lines up just right so that the 5 is still accurate.
I can tell you right now that I would have just sent that to our discard.
And then
I would have thought it was a fraud bill. No, and I would have sent it.
Oh, no, you wouldn't have, because money touches. Here's the thing. Me and Chelsea both worked at banks, okay? I worked at Key Bank. She worked at America First. And if you don't know, if you haven't handled a lot of money, one thing that you learn in that process is that
you
more
can be
often than not,
flying through money, and then all of a sudden you're like, that felt weird. Go back.
Yeah. You can feel it. Money feels a certain way. It's got a certain weight to it.
Yeah.
It's got a certain texture to it. And so when you're actually looking at frauds, you don't actually look at the fraud first. You feel it first. A lot of times you're like, ew.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is if I didn't feel the difference, I don't know.
I had to see and count. I was always a see and count. I never actually was looking away when I was counting, so I would have seen it. Yeah,
that's crazy. Man, $400,000. Thank you, Grandma.
Also, at one point, I was the fastest money counter this side of the Mississippi.
Did you straighten the money while you were counting it?
Of course I did.
Because that drove me crazy when people are super fast, but then they were just leaving bills upside down and backwards. That would take me off.
I would fight somebody off of that. How am I supposed to be able to see all the differences?
100%.
This one friend of mine, Abby.
Okay.
She's super fast. She kicked my butt every single time. When I started working at the bank, she was a seasoned vet. Right.
And you just swooped in.
Got my butt kicked for 2 years. And then one day she was having an off day. Boom. Smoked her. Never raced her again. That's right, Abby.
Took advantage of that.
Number situation. 1 top selector. You want to go again? You better fly in from Florida. Got that heat.
Okay, well, when I was working at the bank, there was a strip club in the area.
Ew.
And there was two of them. I worked in downtown Salt Lake City, and there were two strip clubs that would number one, they would order like $5,000 in ones a week. But then they would also come in and deposit all of their ones.
Gross.
Yep. And so you would fight the urge to put on gloves as you just counted
because you need to have your hands free so you could feel it.
Correct.
Ew.
Correct.
Oh man.
Yep.
That would be heated battles of rock, paper, scissors, and whoever loses has to do it.
No one wanted to take their stuff. People would see them come in and they'd be like, no. Like,
about to get
windows are
syphilis.
shutting down. Like, and I'm like, no, y'all stay open. Because at the time I was the manager. So I was like, nope. Everybody do not close. Like,
people leaving for break.
Yeah, they're like, I'm super bladder's very full all of a sudden. Like, I got to get out of here. Yep. And like, I often just opted to put it through the counter, right? Like the money counter.
Yeah.
But still, it was like, because really, who's going to create a fraudulent one, right? So it's like, but still, like, man, every time they come in, I was like, dang it.
That's sweaty money.
Yeah.
Bet you it
who
smelled
even
musty.
knows? Who even knows? Yes, sometimes it was like damp money.
Ew.
I'm not joking. It
Ew.
was a rough experience. I didn't like it at all.
I could see that being unpleasant.